Hello.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Yeah. Why are you being so weird?
Being the quiet type, eh?
Yeah, always with you guys. Always being quiet, never responding to us.
The ever coy Bean audience.
I know, right?
Yeah.
You say you love the beans. I see it in the comments all the times, but yet when we're talking directly to you, we don't hear
Silence,
a response.
yeah.
Interesting.
What are you, fucking assholes or something?
Are you? Oh man.
God, they're really making me want to fuck them.
Oh,
They really know how to play hard to get. They're really.
Guys, say something, please.
Really,
I don't want to watch Jeffrey fuck you.
Yeah.
Oh man, Jeffrey.
They're pulling the insecurity out of me.
Jeffrey, we're back again.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel, BEAN MAFIA? Oh, wait, you're not going to tell us. We can just do it
Yeah.
again.
We're in control.
This is our time. This is our time.
We are becoming every podcast you like.
Oh, yeah. Turn on Rogan. It's just going to be us
It's
yelling
us.
at you. Yeah.
We are Joe Rogan now.
Yes. We collectively like elk meat.
Yes.
Yes.
Separately. I
No,
don't know.
but when we're together
Take it or
in
leave
front
it.
of a camera,
Yeah.
we fucking love it, dude. Oh, man. It's good to be back.
Yeah.
It's good to be back. You know,
You're in the couch power seat.
I'm in the power seat. This feels wild. This feels interesting. You can feel crazy. You can feel it coursing through your veins.
Yeah, it's that cushion, man.
It's that cushion. You know?
Yeah, no,
Rule stuff.
I'm a mere supplicant on this side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You're my fucking supplicant.
Yeah.
You're my Oh god.
Yeah, you're in the dom seat, dude.
I'm in the dom seat. You're in
Yeah.
you're in the sub seat.
Yeah.
Oh, this feels so good. I feel like I can just say whatever I want. The
I-
Jews.
I feel powerless, but apparently it's what I want.
Yeah. I was gonna say something about the Jews, but whatever. We should befriend
Oh
them.
no, throw it at him.
No, I was gonna say
Give it
Jews.
to him.
We should befriend them.
Stick it to him.
No one's saying that out loud. Everyone's saying, no one's saying friend the Jews.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, when have you heard that in media?
Yeah.
Friend the Jews.
Where was the friendly Hitler going? We need to hug these fucking Jews. We need to put them in camps and cuddle them.
yeah.
It's true.
It's true. You know,
But in German.
we're out here spreading a different message out, from everyone else.
Yeah.
We're out here preaching.
Yeah. Be good to your Jews.
yeah. Say hi to them.
Yeah.
They might be having a tough day.
Yeah. Even if they're a little Jewy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can look over that, can't you? we always look over other people's faults.
Yeah. God made us imperfect. I think that's one of their things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good God. Well, we're good to be back, Beans. This is the time where I tell you to follow me on Twitch, Mr. Dangerous Brown. Follow me on there. Check it out. If you know what? I said if you subscribe tier 2, you get video of my stand-up. Screw it. Tier 1, video of my stand-up. Any
Whoa.
subscription gets you a video of my stand-up for the
You
month that you
whore.
subscribe. Yeah. Oh, I'm whoring myself out there. Yeah. Watch me dance. You'll like it. But yeah, do it. If you subscribe to tier 3, of course, you get pictures of my feet. That's staying as is.
Of course.
I'm not moving that down.
Of course.
And I'll figure out something for tier 2.
Okay.
But yeah, subscribe.
Okay. I don't have anything to say. Except
Okay.
involving what this podcast is about.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay, so you came on this podcast to talk about what this podcast is about?
No.
Okay.
Maybe.
Right? That's actually a philosophical question.
I mean, isn't doing what the podcast is about, in a
Isn't that
sense,
talking
isn't
about
that
what
the
it's about?
conversation? Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
And it's definitely what this podcast is about. Definitely plays into this podcast a lot more than other podcasts.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, of the other ones we're on, yeah.
Yeah. But it's like if you watch a sports podcast, they don't go, and this is sports.
Right,
But
that's
every
true.
episode of this podcast, they go, and this is the movie you haven't seen.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what this podcast is about is definitely a part of this podcast.
It's true. It's a little more meta.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And not at all speaking of,
Yeah.
Ehsan,
Okay.
in your movie for today, which I'm excited about.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone else will be excited about it.
Okay.
What do you think happens?
If this is your movie, that'd be hilarious. I've seen it though.
Yeah, you've seen my movie.
Yeah.
What do you think happens in the classic
Classic.
1996 comedy,
1996 comedy.
The Stupids.
What the fuck is this movie? I've never heard of this movie.
Star Tom Arnold.
Tom Arnold. Okay. I mean, I can only imagine it's a family of incredibly stupid people. And they like just get into hijinks with their neighbors. I bet you it's for children. It definitely has a maybe. I don't know. I think I would have heard it if it was for children. 1996, I was a child at the time. But yeah, I guess they're just an incredibly stupid family, and I don't know, someone's trying to steal their house from them or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Or like the government is trying to like eminent domain their house. That's what's gonna happen. And it's doing hijinks around
Okay.
the planning commission and trying to keep their house. And they get it like, you know, they find a way to keep it. They make it like a historical landmark. This is where the stupids have always lived.
Okay.
The generations of stupid, which are just stupid people from this town.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a stupid town as well, or is it?
No. They're the stupid people from the town. They are the stupids, and they're incredibly dumb.
Okay.
Yeah. And generation after generation has lived on this house.
Okay.
And the town thinks they hate the stupids, and then when they realize that the stupids aren't there to do the regular stupid things, they're like, oh no, they're a part of the life.
Okay.
Yeah, like, and the town rallies around the stupids to help them keep their house.
Okay. So it's okay.
Yeah. That's what I described as a fun movie, I think.
You are between 5 and 100% right.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
You're somewhere around 5 or 10, but at the same time, may as well be 100.
Okay. Okay.
It's yeah. You
Never heard of it.
You'll see. You got some stuff in there. You got some core stuff. Well, I'm going to give you some details. I know details aren't always part of it. It's
Right.
directed by John Landis.
Okay. Why is
Of
that name
Coming
on
to America, Trading Places,
there? Okay.
the Thriller video.
Okay.
He's
So
directed like every great comedy of a certain era.
Right. This is a little bit outside that era, isn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah, 1996. That's a little bit outside the era you're talking about.
Yes.
Just like a little bit.
Just a little.
Right. So okay, let's see where
Instead of Eddie Murphy, we have Tom Arnold.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Of what? Is he married to Roseanne at this point?
I don't know.
That's kind of his big selling point, right?
That's his famous thing. That's his biggest credit. That
Yeah.
and Best Damn Sports Show.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
he was on Best Damn Sports Show.
He was Best Damn Sports Show. That was his show, wasn't it?
Oh, I've never watched the Best Damn Sports Show. I wasn't allowed
Oh,
to watch
wow.
it as a kid because I had
Oh,
the
because
word
it's a
damn in the
damn.
title.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Jeffrey, my family isn't all fucking godless heathens like you apparently. Letting your kids watch a show with the word damn in it.
Well,
I can't
I had to
believe
watch. I watched it all sneaky.
Oh, okay.
That's not true. Okay, it had a $25 million budget.
Okay.
It did $2.5 million in the box office.
Okay.
Another fact about it.
Okay.
Was it 20% on Rotten Tomatoes?
Okay.
And my favorite movie as a kid.
Okay. Now, I guess we can get into it. You don't have to answer this right now if you were going to start it. But is it one of those movies where it's so bad it's good?
No, because the parts where I like it, it is like intentional.
Okay.
It is a. This is not the smartest movie.
Well, you know, I'm gonna say this: if I went into the Stupids expecting a smart movie, that's my fault.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that right. You know.
Right. It's called The Stupids.
Okay.
I will contend there is something clever about it.
Okay.
I think. But I did watch it just a lot as a kid, so maybe I've been brainwashed.
That's why you picked it, because it was your favorite movie as a kid.
Yeah.
I like that. That's
and
good.
no one's seen it.
Yeah. I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, no, I've never. No one I talked to ever has said, "Yeah, I saw that."
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was like, dude, what the fuck is this movie?
Okay, let's get into it.
Okay.
So we pan down on a shot. It's a lovely suburban, sort of prosperous neighborhood, green lawns, picket fences, anywhere, any American suburb.
Okay.
And pan down further, we see a mailbox, The Stupids.
Okay. Is it spelled like the word stupid, or is it like STOOPIDS?
It is spelled correctly.
Oh, that's a mistake.
I was thinking about that earlier. I don't know whether it's a mistake or not, because I don't know.
I feel like wouldn't you think it would be stupider if it was spelled different? If it was spelled the stupids like STOOP? When you said
Sure.
that, that's the first thing that popped in my head. I thought it was 2 O's.
But yeah, I can see why. But I don't know. It's their family name. They're not choosing how to spell their family name.
That is a fair point.
It's It's probably like the place they're from or what they did for work.
Right.
Thousands of years, a
They were
thousand years
just
ago.
the
or something.
stupids.
Yeah,
they were from the stupid place.
Yeah, I guess they were probably politicians.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
I don't know you'd be fucking getting them this podcast.
Yeah.
Hey, politicians, Jeffrey fucking got you.
Hey, world, take that.
Jesus Christ. He's on one. He's on one,
Yeah.
folks. He's on one.
So
So we see their name,
yeah,
the stupids.
Yeah, we're just at the mailbox.
yeah.
Okay. Cut to a shot. We're in a master bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
We see feet wearing socks,
Okay.
wearing shoes, resting on pillows at the head of the bed.
Okay.
The alarm goes off.
Mm-hmm.
From the foot of the bed, a couple sits up in
Okay.
unison.
Okay.
These are our stupids. These are our main stupid couple.
I can see why that's funny.
Stanley and Joan Stupid.
Yeah. They just do everything dumb.
They're stupid.
Yeah. Because that is incredibly.
It's dumb. That's a stupid thing to do.
Yeah,
Why would you do that?
You can't even use a backboard to help you get up.
No, it doesn't. You really just haven't thought about it clearly.
Yeah. Never needed to read or just slightly be elevated for a second.
Yeah, their faces were under the blanket. It's like it's very stupid.
Okay.
Joan Stupid says, "I have a feeling something special is going to happen today."
Mm-hmm. Stupid thought.
And the way they're dressed, maybe I should show you. It's very just like a white American atomic family, but also stupid. The wardrobe nails it.
Okay.
The wardrobe and the score really nail the feeling. Let's see if this will.
Okay.
Okay. No, that's
That's not gonna be able
Wikipedia.
to. You have to Google
Sorry,
image this.
I've never been online before.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you've never done this?
Okay, there you go. Yeah, see? So they're dressed like very
Right.
atomic family.
They're just like
ties,
a 50s,
dresses. Yeah, 50s.
like
yeah.
a 50s atomic family, but they're in the 90s.
Right, and the clothes are still sort of stupid as well. There's something stupid about the colors and
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a cool. It doesn't seem like a cool 50s family. I'll tell you that.
they look dumb.
Yes. They nailed that look.
Yeah. Okay.
The daughter looks really dumb
Petunia?
compared to the son. I would say the daughter. I would say just if I had to guess,
Buster?
if I had to guess from that picture, I would say the daughter is a better actor than the kid, than the boy.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Just from that picture.
Okay. So, cut to a shot. Stanley Stupid strolls down from the front door, down the walk, outside.
Right.
And he takes out a notepad, and he goes, "Let's see, things to do today." And we see it, and it says, "Make check mark on paper."
Okay.
Cross item out.
Okay.
Finally, and then the third thing is finally say, "That seems pretty senseless, but whatever." Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so he goes, "Things to do today. Let's see, make check mark on paper." All right, did that. Cross item out. No time for that, I'm afraid. He crosses it out.
Yeah.
Finally say, "Well, that seems pretty senseless, but whatever." And I forget what he says after that.
Yeah.
But he says something like that. And then he starts to walk, and he stops, and he kind of looks bewildered, and he goes, "That's odd." And he turns back to the front door. "Joan, did you put these trash cans on the curb?" And Joan goes, "Oh, I left the trash out overnight again."
Okay.
Stanley nervously approaches the garbage cans. He opens a lid, and he goes, "Oh dear." He opens another one of the lids. "Oh no. Someone's stolen our garbage again." So we cut to them in the kitchen. Joan's drinking tea. Stanley pours a cup of coffee where the bag has been made in the coffee pot for some reason.
Okay.
Because they're stupid.
Right.
So he pours himself a cup of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And Joan, she says, I just feel so awful about this. Stanley goes, darling, please. It's not your fault. It's the world we live in today. There are people out there for whom nothing is sacred. People who will steal a man's garbage week after week after week. And Joan goes, well, don't worry, honey. Maybe we can borrow some of our neighbor's garbage. And Stanley says, no. Don't you see? That's exactly what they want. I'm not going to take it anymore. And he takes off.
Okay.
And Joan looks on in admiration.
Oh, right. This is the man she loves.
Yeah, her brave husband.
Right. Who's about to fight the people who steal her garbage.
Exactly.
Is that the whole premise of the movie?
It's where it starts.
Yeah. That would be funny if that was the premise. If that was just the premise. The whole movie's trying to fight some garbage men.
It's a good percentage of it.
Yeah. This feels like very Family Guy-y, and just the plot's just gonna be completely different by the end.
Kinda. Yeah. It's you'll see. Mm-hmm. Okay, so cut to it's nighttime out front of the house. Stanley, he sneaks up with a trash can and leaves it on the curb as bait.
Right.
And then he goes and he hides in the bushes and starts spying. You know, he sees a car drive by, he gets nervous, thinks it might be involved. He sees a guy walking his dog down the road, and the dog sniffs the trash can. He gets suspicious, and he suddenly starts to fall asleep because it's night and he's tired.
Right.
His eyes start to close, and then he can't take it anymore, and his head droops.
Okay.
And he's sleeping, standing up in the bushes.
Okay.
Cut to suddenly he jerks up. And he sees coming out of the darkness, it's a kind of a cool shot, is the garbage truck in the darkness with all the lights kind of spinning and stuff.
Right.
It's very alien-y.
Right,
you know?
right. Well, especially if you don't know what a garbage collector is. Yeah. That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah. Stanley goes, what in the world? And he sees the men get out of the truck. They have gas masks on and flashlights, you know.
Right.
And they take his garbage and put it in the truck. And he goes, they're getting away. I have to follow them. But how? And we cut to a shot of Stanley in the garage looking at different stuff, and he looks at the bikes, and he goes, 2 wheels. And then he puts his hand on their 2 cars, and he goes, 4 wheels. And then he looks on the wall and sees a pair of roller skates, and he goes, 8 wheels.
Okay.
And we smash cut to a shot of him skating after the garbage truck.
Right.
Following the garbage truck on skates.
I like the logic that he sets up for himself in this movie.
Yeah, it's more wheels.
Yeah. It makes sense. If that's how you look at the world, that makes more sense.
I mean, there does seem to be a running theme of misunderstanding here.
Yes. Yes, but like almost getting it right too.
Almost, yeah.
Almost getting it right. Because they leave the garbage can out every day, which is getting it right, because that's what you're supposed to leave the garbage out, but there's just zero clue that it's supposed to be taken away. Yeah, think that it just was to have it on their front lawn.
Yeah, they seem kind of new to the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
But trying figuring it out.
Right. Yeah.
Like getting something's right, getting something's way wrong.
Yeah.
All right.
So cut to it's morning again. Buster, the kid, the boy stupid kid.
Right.
He walks in pulling like a goldfish in a bowl on a cart thing.
Right. Taking it for a walk.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah. It was morning Petunia, morning Buster. Buster goes, have you seen Dad? I got up early to walk my fish.
Right.
And he was already gone. And Petunia goes, do you think maybe he's been kidnapped?
That's the first place you went?
Yeah. Buster goes, oh my God, we must go to the police station. And Petunia goes, just as soon as we've left a note for Mom. And we cut to a shot of a very weird claymation cat they have trying to jump onto the counter and failing and eventually succeeding.
Okay.
I don't think I ever thought that was funny as a kid.
They just have a claymation cat?
Yeah, they have 2 claymation pets.
Okay.
2 very strange-looking claymation pets.
Okay.
This is based on something maybe that makes more sense than the thing it's based on.
What do you mean?
The Stupids. It's based on a thing. I saw that in the credits.
Oh, is it based on an SNL sketch?
No, no, I think it's based on. I mean, you could look it up.
Because there was a
Like
whole
a book
time.
or something,
Yeah.
or like a comic book.
There was a whole time when like SNL sketches would get they would get a movie, right? Like
Right. It's not that.
what was last? Was MacGruber? Was that the last one?
That's the most recent one I can think of. Yeah.
So I've said the whole time that was relatively recent, right? MacGruber.
Okay.
Was that in the last 10 years? It might not have been.
Let's see. I think it's less recent than that. MacGruber. Should I be looking up MacGruber right now, or
you
which
look up,
thing?
You look up what the Stupids are based on. Does it not say at the top of Wikipedia? I can look up MacGruber.
Adventurous comedy. It's an adventure comedy film starring Tom Arnold, directed by John Landis. It is based on the Stupids characters from a series of books written by Harry Allard and illustrated by James Marshall. So yeah, books. Huh.
Okay. Is it claymation, or was it the 90s? And you know how 90s they always did like weird CGI shit. MacGruber was 2010, bro, 11 years ago.
Wow.
Damn.
SNL hasn't tried since. They haven't tried to make a Donald Trump is stupid.
No, Trump
movie.
is stupid movie.
Yeah.
They haven't. No. But yeah, damn, that's crazy. First of all, it's crazy. That was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
More than 10 years ago.
Yeah, I think you're right. It is a weird 90s CGI thing.
It is a weird. The 90s did some weird things, man.
Yeah.
It was 90s were a fever dream.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was, all the colors were bright. America had no natural enemy in the world really yet.
Right.
It was clearly number one, so we were just riding high off cocaine.
Yeah.
Cocaine
yeah,
fueled
the
80s.
80s
You know what I
cocaine,
mean?
yeah.
Like shit was
Just caring about the president's dick.
yeah, shit was
basic
nuts.
stuff, yeah.
Shit was nuts, man.
And OJ.
OJ was a
things.
thing, you know.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, at the counter with the cat, Petunia is dictating to Buster. She's going, take this down. We have gone to the police. Buster writes, police. Dad has been kidnapped. Don't worry, we'll be back soon. Signed, your children. Your children. So the note says, yeah, police kidnapped your children.
Right.
And the cat, it tries to warn them,
Right.
but they ignore it. And the cat's like, oh boy.
Yeah, God, I'm claymation.
So yeah, I think the cat and the dog are sort of supposed to represent us as the audience, being like, you guys are stupid.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Um,
That kind of makes sense.
Okay. Cut to Joan. She's checking the different rooms for her family. No, she opens her bedroom door. Stanley. She opens the bathroom door. Buster, Petunia. Where is everybody? She finds the note. You know, the police kidnapped your children note. She goes, it's impossible. It can't be true. The phone rings. She answers it. Hello? Hello, is this Joan Stupid? Yes. This is the police. We have your children here, ma'am. And she hangs up and she goes, oh my God, it is true. And she looks directly at the camera and goes, the police have kidnapped my children. And she starts running and she goes into the pantry and there's a beat. And then she runs out of the pantry off to try and save her kids.
Okay, so that's just a bit of, hey, look how random this humor is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We see a shot of the friendly cop driving the kids home as Joan drives off.
Right.
Were you about to?
No.
Okay. Cut to a shot, Stanley skating after the garbage truck, getting exhausted.
Right.
The cop drops the kids off. The kids arrive home, and we cut to shots of them looking for their mom around the house.
Right.
Petunia opens the washing machine door and goes, Mom?
Okay.
Buster opens the toilet seat and goes, Mom? Petunia lifts the couch cushion and looks under it, goes, Mom? And she gives up and puts down the cushion and then sits on the couch. Exhausted, yeah.
Okay.
And then Buster comes in and he says, it's no use. Mom's gone too. And Petunia goes, and we seem to be caught in a deadly game of cat and mouse. And just then, an Asian guy, he leaves a takeout menu on their front door and goes off. And they go to the menu and look at it and they go, he left without ringing the bell. Apparently, he only wanted us to find this. And they look at the menu and they go, what's the Jade Palace? And what does this have to do with Dad and Mom? And Buster goes, I don't know, Petunia, But I think it's time we went there and found out. And then they bike to the Jade Palace
That's
in the
great.
city.
That's
yeah.
great. I haven't. When was the last time anyone left a Chinese food menu at your door?
Too long, yeah.
Last time was my freshman year of college.
That was the name of the guy who left it on the door.
Oh,
Too long.
Oh, he's coming for everyone
Yeah,
today.
You think you're safe being Asian
yeah.
or Jewish?
Yeah.
Switch again.
You got another thing coming. Look out, Mexicans. You're next.
Oh.
Yeah, my freshman year of college. It's the last time someone left a Chinese food menu at my door.
God, I don't even know when the last time was. Probably
It was horrible.
like high school.
It was horrible. I
How
just
so?
remember that being. It was just not good Chinese food. We ordered it once, and then we're like, "Oh, we're never doing this again." You know what it is now is that you could just order it to your door, and you can find it on your phone.
Right. Yeah. There's no point.
There's no point in like getting paper printed out, and like all you have to do is be on Postmates.
Yeah. I feel like I've gotten pizza place menus way more recently.
Interesting.
I don't know. Leave in the comments what menus you've gotten most recently,
Yeah.
if and when.
Yeah, the last menu I got in the door was when MacGruber came out. It was literally, if you want to talk about a connection, it was around that time.
Wow.
Pretty wild.
Yeah. What a walk through memory lane.
Yeah, right.
Menus on doors.
And yeah, this is like random claymation cats.
Yeah.
This is
It is a very nostalgic movie if you saw it in the 90s. I don't know if watching it for the first time now it would be anything.
Yeah, I don't know if I mean, you have a connection to this movie.
Right.
You have like a deep connection to this movie.
Right.
So it's like and the colors are super bright.
Yeah, it's like a good movie when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Okay, so Buster and Petunia, they show up at the Jade Palace,
Okay.
and the hostess goes, "Just the two of you?" "Why, yes." And then they whisper to each other, "So they have been expecting us." Cut to Stanley. The garbage truck stops at a red light, and he's really exhausted now.
Right.
So he sits on the back of the garbage truck, and then he takes off his hat and puts it down next to him, and then he lays down and puts his head on the hat, and he falls asleep.
Okay. Of course.
This
Of course.
guy just can't.
Yeah.
He's so dumb.
I imagine it'd be so funny if the person who wrote this was like the meanest, most angriest person.
Yeah, this is just what they think people are like.
Yeah, this is what they think people are like.
Yeah, originally they wanted to call it the stupid fucking retard, stupid idiot fucks.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're like, we'll keep it at the
Let's tone it down. Maybe more for kids.
Yeah, for him. This is a dark, gritty movie about the failings of humanity.
Yeah.
So he just falls asleep on his hat, which is a admirable skill.
Yeah, because you saw the hat. It's like a straw hat.
Yeah.
It's a dumb guy hat.
It's a dumb guy hat, and it wouldn't work as a great pillow. But he gets it done. He gets it done.
Stanley sleeps.
Okay.
Stanley stupid sleeps. So cut to the garbage truck stopping at a gas station.
Okay.
And Stanley, he wakes up and he looks around and he goes, "Oh no, the truck. I've lost it." He gets up and he looks around. He's like, "Oh, at this point it'll be like finding a needle in a haystack." And then the truck takes off behind him and he turns around and sees and he goes, "Oh, it's always the last place you think of looking."
Okay.
And he skates after it again.
Okay.
Back at the Jade Palace, Buster bites into a fortune cookie, and the fortune gets stuck in his mouth, and Petunia goes, "It's a clue!" And she pulls it out.
I like these kids. I like the kids.
I think they're kind of dumb.
I mean, yes, but also like, they're good. The adventure that they're on is really good.
Yeah, I do like how everyone in Tom Arnold doesn't have all the stupid parts.
No.
Do you know what I mean? They
No,
spread the
everyone is
stupid
stupid.
out pretty well among the family.
Everyone's pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Well, right now they're all on pretty intense journeys.
Yes.
Like, well, yeah, the mom thinks the fucking police kidnapped her kids.
Right.
They're trying to find their kidnapped parents, and
Right.
he's trying to find out who's terrorizing his neighborhood and stealing his garbage.
Right.
Yeah, this is all pretty intense. High stakes for them. Very low stakes for literally
Everyone
everybody
else. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Everyone else
yeah.
is like, "You're stupid."
Yeah, but for them, these are like high stakes.
Yeah, it's true. The highest.
Yeah.
So Petunia looks at the fortune and goes, "Time flies when you're having fun." And Buster goes, "The Daily Times is just down the street from here." let's move. And they head to the
It's like escape
the
room level
newspaper.
clues.
Yeah.
You know.
We cut to the dump
Okay.
where Stanley is disguised as a bush.
Okay.
And he's watching the garbage men.
Mhm.
And he's talking to himself. And he goes, camouflage lesson number 1. To fit in as a bush, you have to think like a bush. Okay, I am a bush. Plenty of sun and soil around here. As a bush, I notice these things.
What else does he do as a bush? Plan 9/11.
Whoa, and this was pre 9/11.
Right.
Yeah, that's creepy.
It's creepy how he said that. How Stanley said that. It's wild.
Okay, he's getting into the mind of a bush.
Right.
Plenty of some water would be good. Wait a minute, I have arms. I am a bush with arms and legs. I am the first bush in history ever with legs. I can walk. Oh my God, I can walk. Half man, half bush, dominating both worlds. I am nature's greatest wonder. And the garbage men turn and look at him, and he tucks his arms and legs back in.
Right.
And then they shrug and they drive off.
Right.
And he goes, poor fools thought I was a bush.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Okay. Downtown in the city, it's weird how there's like a big city that they biked to. There's a weird geography thing in this where they're just everywhere.
Yeah, where like all the types of living.
Yeah, exactly.
Are like a bike ride.
Yeah. The Jade Palace is in the city for some reason. It doesn't. Yeah. Anyway, so Joan's stupid. She sees the kids running into the Times building.
Right.
And she goes, "My children!" And she slams on the brakes, and like 10 cars pile up behind her.
Right.
Stupid.
Right.
And she gets out and starts to move towards the building, but then she notices like a friendly crossing guard.
Right.
And she goes, "The police! I'll need a disguise." And she sees a wig shop. And then we cut to Stanley looking around the dump, and he goes, "My gosh, there must be thousands of people's garbage here. I've uncovered the crime of the century."
It'd be funny if she dressed up like a bush.
Well, you'll see.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we cut back to outside the wig shop, and Joan exits just wearing an entire outfit made of wigs.
Okay, that's pretty much a bush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's got a wig on her head, but then her dress is wigs,
Right.
and everything is wigs.
Right.
And then she nonchalantly passes the crossing guard.
Yeah.
"Good day, officer," and she lurks into the Times building.
Right.
Cut back to the dump,
Mm-hmm.
and these shady figures are exiting limousines at the dump and approaching like these military personnel. Okay,
Oh my
like
God.
these
He's about to
soldiers
see-
and stuff.
Yeah. He's about to actually uncover the crime of the 10th century.
We cut to like the top military guy there. I think maybe I recognize the actor, or maybe it's just because he's in a movie I saw a bunch when I was a kid. But
Yeah.
he's their main bad guy, obviously.
Right.
And he's talking with his lieutenant. He goes,
What,
"Is
so
that
the bad guy is the government?
no?
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
'Cause he's rogue. He's a rogue military guy with
okay.
other rogue military guys.
Okay.
And he's with his lieutenant. He says, "Is that everyone?" The lieutenant goes, "Affirmative, sir. It's showtime." "Welcome, gentlemen. The weapons you're about to see are American-made and the world's best." And they start introducing the weapons. They're they're weapons.
Yeah.
You can
Like
picture
ridiculous,
weapons.
like children-y looking weapons. too.
Yeah, just like the missiles that blow up tanks, and like there's like a really high caliber pistol that blows up a car. Just
Okay. Yeah.
stuff exactly what you pictured.
Okay.
And while that's happening, Stanley, he's giving a monologue to himself, wandering among the warlords, not realizing the situation.
Right. They're just doing this at this dump.
Yes.
So funny.
Joan finds the kids at the Times office. They're scared because she's in wigs, but then she pulls off a wig and shows them, "Kids, it's a disguise."
Right.
And they realize it's her, so they're reunited.
Okay. They got back to it a little quicker than I would like.
Yeah.
For
For sure. Cut to a desk at the Times offices, and guy walks up to lady who's at their computer, And he says, almost done with your story? And she says, almost. I just need a title for this. HBO picks up 2 extraterrestrial shows. And the guy goes, how about 2 alien pilots picked up by network? And then she goes, perfect. And she types it into the little titling thingy program on the computer. And then another journalist person, she goes, guys, we got to get back to the blah, blah, blah office, blah, 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 blah. And so the lady and guy go that way, and the desk is left clear. So the stupids, kids and wife, they approach the computer, and they're like, all right, we're in. First, we're going to need a password. And they start trying to think. Buster touches his nose, and he goes, what about nose?
Okay.
And so Petunia types in nose on the computer and hits enter. And she goes, all right, computer, now tell us everything you know about Stanley Stupid. And then she types that in and presses enter. Okay. So this is under the same titling software for the story. Okay. See.
Okay.
Back at the dump, a soldier approaches the top military guy and the lieutenant, and he goes, sir, we spotted an individual who's infiltrated the proceedings. And the lieutenant goes, probably the CIA. We're probably already surrounded. And the soldier goes, negative, sir. We've checked the surrounding area, and he appears to be working alone. And the boss goes, just what kind of cowboy agent is this guy? No one is to disturb him without my order. The buyers must not know anything is amiss. If I know my business, the operative will contact us. Okay, cut back to the Times office, and the stupid's wife and kids are at the computer, and Joan's looking it over. She goes, business? Weather? Sports? What is it trying to tell us? And Petunia goes, it's computer jargon, Mom. It's like a completely different language. Now hand me a photo of Dad, and let's see what we can find out. And she hands her a photo of him, which she just has on her. And she puts the picture in
a big photo?
No, like bigger than wallet sized, but not like...
But like a picture that you wouldn't have on you.
Right.
Okay.
And she puts the picture into like the disk drive, like the floppy disk drive.
Right.
Another walk through memory lane,
Right, yeah, Jesus, floppy disk.
Yeah. And the drive says B on it, so it's drive B.
Okay.
And then a message on the screen says fatal error drive B. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And Joan says, oh my God, we've got to warn your father. And the computer starts shooting out sparks for some reason. I don't think that's what happens.
No.
And then all the computers in the Times office start shooting out sparks.
Okay.
And then they run out, and there's like fire people coming in.
Right.
It makes no sense.
Okay. Okay. But it's the stupid movie. So.
And then, yeah, exactly. And then we cut to a shot of a truck pulling up and a guy throwing a bundle of newspapers down. And the newspaper title, it's also weird that this was the title story about HBO. Was like the lead story, but it says 2 alien pilots pick nose by Stanley Stupid. And it's a picture of him for the picture.
Yeah, I like that. I like how all the computers went out and they were like, we'll just run what we have.
Yeah, it makes this part makes very little sense. But this next part also. So we cut to space.
Okay. Oh, whoa, what?
And there's like a spaceship that's kind of like an airplane almost.
Okay. Like a DC-8, like Scientology stuff.
I don't know what that looks like.
Okay. Hold on. Let me just bring it up here.
Okay. And that one song from Space Odyssey is playing, the da 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 da. That one, yeah.
Okay.
And okay.
Wow, hilarious! Got a call from Deric. This sort of stuff.
See, it would make sense to have him.
Oh yeah. Let me answer it.
Pretty much like that.
Let me answer it. Hold on. What the heck? Yo, Deric, we're literally recording the episode right now. Okay, well then, yeah, hold it for a little bit while we finish the episode. Wait, what? Wait, what? Can I put you on speaker? Okay, hold on. Give me a second. All right, Deric, tell the news to your listeners. Hopefully they can hear it.
So, yo, bro, the big dog Schultz just hit me up, and he was like, he pretty much was like, hey, what are you doing? This weekend I told him, somebody died, and he said, oh, okay, damn, I'm sorry to hear that. But anyway, would you like to do this leg of the theater tour with me? So, yo, I'm doing Texas, and I'm pretty sure we're doing Arizona, too.
Dope.
Oh, shit. That's wild.
Yeah, I know. So he's flying me out tomorrow. I leave tomorrow.
Oh, damn.
When?
Where are you going?
Houston, then Dallas, then back to Austin,
Cool.
and then most likely, and then Tucson, Arizona.
Okay, when are you back in Austin?
I'll be back in Austin. Literally, let's see. Tomorrow is Houston. Saturday's Dallas. So I'll be back in Austin Sunday.
Oh, damn. I'll be out of town. I wasn't going to come to that.
Oh, damn, for real?
Yeah, I'm home, though.
He's doing his special in Austin, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be on that too.
Holy shit.
Oh, shit.
Dude.
Congratulations.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's why I was like, bro, I had to tell you really quick because it just happened. I just got off the phone with him.
Oh, fuck. Well, hey, kill it, bro. And you broke the news live on your podcast.
Yo, fuck yeah. Hey, Beaners, I'm sorry I'm not there. Jeffrey and Ehsan don't own this podcast. Don't let them lie to you. I'll be back.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is as of course Deric gets the spots with Andrew. He is of course too busy to do Spill the Beans, so he is handing it over to us.
It's an honor.
Yeah, you heard it. You heard
it. It's a huge honor. Thank you, Deric.
You heard it here first, guys.
That's not Jeffrey. I didn't say that.
This is man.
And now he's doing his classic "I didn't say that" bit.
Yeah.
Which of course just means it's more true.
Yeah, it's just so true. 100% true.
Jeffrey, I should ruin the movie right now and tell us what you're doing.
Wait, oh, we're already we're in the middle of the movie, so you're too late.
Oh, hey, Ehsan, it's the stupids. Jeffrey, you fucking Jew.
Well, we also shit on the. Hey, no,
whoa,
we started this episode by saying we got to be nicer to Jews.
Yeah.
So, Deric, apologize.
God damn it! I didn't know the theme of this episode. I'm sorry. Well, it's not my podcast anymore.
Yeah, you handed it over to us. We're a pro Jewish podcast.
Come
now,
on
Deric.
to our podcast
Yeah.
and insult our favorite race for the episode.
Yeah.
God damn you two. All right, we'll go back to podcasting. You sons of bitches.
All right, congratulations.
Okay, yeah, Mazel Tov.
Later, boys. I'll talk to y'all soon.
Later.
Yeah, love you.
We love you.
Love you.
Yeah. All right, later.
Bye-bye.
All right. Wow. Crazy.
Yeah,
that was actually crazy
that's
that
a pretty
happened.
cool little intermission.
Yeah.
So we're in space.
Okay, we're in space. All right, we're in space.
And there's two aliens who are like airplane pilots.
Right.
Steering this ship.
Right.
And alien steward, and they're pretty freaky looking aliens. Actually, the outfits are pretty scary.
Right. Okay.
Watching it back, I was like, oh, this is scary.
This is okay.
And the stewardess walks in. She's got a platter with newspapers and coffee.
Okay.
And one of the alien pilots, he spits out his coffee looking at the newspaper, and he is outraged. And he's looking at the paper, and then he points at the name and goes, Stanley Stupid, huh?
That's funny.
Yeah, and then they take off.
Okay. Okay, I can see how this all comes together.
Yeah.
This is coming together. This is funny.
Cut back to the dump, and the boss military guy, he's saying goodbye to the warlords one by one.
Right.
You know, he says to a Jamaican one, "Cool running is my brother."
Right.
And then he says, to a French one, "Auf Wiedersehen,"
Right.
and "Adios, amigo." And then Stanley Stupid butts in. He goes, "Stanley Stupid, pleased to meet ya." And he shakes the boss's hand. And the boss goes, "Mr. Stupid, you must be quite an investigator to have discovered all of this." And Stanley goes, "You're telling me? I had no idea there'd be so much garbage here." And then he has to stop the lieutenant from attacking him.
Right.
The boss does.
Right.
And he goes, "Shame the government will never reward you as richly as you deserve." And Stanley goes, "Actually, the government doesn't even know I'm here."
Yeah.
And the boss goes, "I assume you've approached me because you want some of your share of the action?" Stanley goes, "Well, actually, I came here because I need a car." And he goes, "Lieutenant, give the man the keys to my car.
Wow,
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah. And Stanley goes, wow, thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's incredibly generous. And he goes up to the car and he goes, and to think, I just wanted to ride back into town. Thanks, guys. I'll see ya.
Yeah.
And he drives off.
Right.
And the boss, he turns to the soldier who warned him about Stanley. And he goes, without disturbing the buyers, follow and terminate the target with extreme prejudice.
Hilarious.
And the soldier goes, yes, sir. And he comes back and he goes, meaning? The boss goes, kill him. Right. And he heads off. Back at the stupid's house, the kids and Joan arrive home, and they're distraught.
Right.
And Buster, he goes, we're in the most dangerous situation of our lives, and we... Oh, wait, no, as Joan says it? Does it matter? It doesn't really matter. Yeah, we're in the most dangerous situation of our lives, and we can't even call 911. And Petunia goes, a crisis like this calls for even higher authority. Mom, dial 1011.
Ha. I like that one.
And Joan goes, kids, I'm afraid that's not good enough. Your father's life is on the line. I'm calling 70,49611.
Okay.
Cut to Floyd's Deli. Okay. A pretty New York Jewish guy answers the phone.
One of our friends.
Yes, a
Right.
good guy.
Yes. Yeah.
And he goes, yeah. And Joan goes, hello, my name is Joan Stupid. I'm a housewife and I desperately need your help. And the guy at the deli goes, let me guess, lady. You've had a hectic day running around trying to take care of the kids, and now you're panicked because your husband's due home. And she goes, that's right. And he goes, and you haven't had time to cook dinner, right? And she goes, that's right, too. I hear it every day of the week. What you need is our family special. What's your address? She goes, 55 Maple Street. Uh-huh. And your family like coleslaw? Yes. All right, that's all the information I need. Just relax and we'll have your family taken care of in less than an hour. She goes, bless you, and she hangs up the phone.
Hilarious.
No need to worry, kids. The most sophisticated emergency response team in the world is working with us now. Interestingly enough, their strategy involves coleslaw.
God, she's so stupid.
Yeah, Joan is dumb.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And I don't think it's just because she's a woman.
Doesn't help.
Well, yeah, I believe in equality. You're right.
All right. So they call it the deli.
Yeah. So, and then their phone rings again. Joan answers, and it's Stanley on the car phone. He goes, hey, honey. She goes, Stanley, thank God. Stanley, you need to listen to me closely. You must beware of the drive bee. And he goes, the drive bee? What's that? And she goes, I don't know, but any error you make could be fatal. And Stanley goes, just as I suspected. My life may already be in danger. And then we see the soldier driving after him, shooting at him.
Right. And he's just not.
He's not noticing.
Not noticing, right.
And Joan goes, honey, are you going through a bad area? It's loud. I can't hear you. And he says, don't worry, honey. I'll turn down the radio. And I forgot to mention, when the guy's shooting at the car,
right.
It opens up the gas tank somehow, and the car starts spilling out gas.
Okay.
Classic.
Right.
And then Stanley, he reaches into the dash and pulls out the cigarette lighter.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And he goes, ooh, and he throws it on the road, and it burns the trail of gas and blows up the soldier guy's car. Yeah.
Okay.
And Joan has already hung up. The phone call's over.
Right.
And the kids say, Mom, this is also strange. Is there something you're not telling us about Dad? And Joan sighs and she goes, well, kids, there is something you need to know about your father's past. He used to work inside the system. That's right. Your father was a courier for the U.S. government.
He was a post office
mailman?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So, we cut to a shot of Stanley as a mailman, as Joan narrates.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not doing a good job as a mailman, as you might expect. The first thing he does is he sees some Asian kids, and he goes, oh, one sec. And he takes out a letter that just has, like, some sort of Asian writing on it, and he hands it to him. Then he finds the address of a house, and he goes up, and then he starts putting their mail down the storm drain where the address is written over it.
Hilarious.
He goes up to a wood chipper labeled model number 10 and starts putting mail addressed to number 10 exactly into the wood chipper.
Right.
He's not doing a great job.
No.
And then Joan narrating, she goes, "One day, your father discovered something." And we see Stanley. He looks at a letter where it says return to sender. And he goes, He puts it down. And then he sees another letter that says return to sender. And he goes, "That's odd." And we cut to him rushing into his boss's office at the post office. He goes, "Who is this sender? And what is he doing with other people's mail? I believe this calls for a full-scale investigation."
Right.
And Joan says, "The next day he was fired, and they never told him why." Cut to the military boss. He's like in his office at the base, and he goes, "Is the target neutralized?" And the lieutenant is on the other side of the phone. He goes, "I'm afraid not, sir. It seems the enemy repelled our assault team with extreme defensive aggression in a blowing up their car manner." And the boss goes, "Very well, send in our explosives expert." And we cut to Stanley. He's driving still. And there's a guy on a motorcycle coming up behind him with like a sticky bomb that you'd stick, with like the magnet on it.
Like C4 stuff.
Yeah. And he sticks it to the car and drives off. And Stanley doesn't notice. And he's driving along and the bomb's ticking. And then he notices there's a bee in the car.
Right.
And it's like flying at him. And he goes, Go on. Please leave me alone. Come on, knock it off. What are you doing, you damn bee? Can't you see I'm trying to drive? And then he looks at the camera and he goes, "Oh my God, the drive bee."
the random looks at the camera are fucking crazy.
He stops the car like so as fast as he can. He gets out and he's swatting at the bee and he's trying to get it. And finally the bee lands on the hood of the car and he takes off his shoe and he hits the bee and then the car blows up around everything but the hood of the car.
That's really funny.
And he looks at his shoe and he goes, "Now that's a well-made shoe." Which it's like, I don't think that's how well-made even means.
Yeah, right. Like, damn, it blew up your car? Yeah.
Well, the boss's car.
The boss's car.
The boss military guy. And from the distance, also the lieutenant and the explosives guy see the car blow up and he goes, "No one could survive that explosion." The things you expect in a movie.
Right.
Cut to Stanley. He arrives back home in a taxi, and he walks up to the lawn, and he falls onto the lawn on his knees in joy.
Right.
He goes home. He pulls up a piece of the lawn and smells it. "You never know how much it means to you till you go away." And then an old man from the front door of the lawn approaches, and he says, "What are you doing to my grass?" And Stanley looks up at the old man, and he goes, "Buster? Is that you? Have I been away so long?" And the old man goes, "You live next door, Stanley. Please, call me Dad." And then Buster sees him next door, and he goes, "Dad?" And Stanley turns to him, and he goes, "This day just keeps getting stranger and stranger." We cut to the stupid family back together in the living room.
Right. Oh, they're back together.
Yeah,
Damn.
already.
Damn.
And Stanley paces in front of like a piece of like poster paper on like a big pad on like an easel thing. And he goes, "Today we find ourselves at the center of an incredible puzzle. And it all begins with a man named Mr. And then he writes down on the paper, Sender. And then he circles it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is kind of the best part. This is one of the best parts. So we cut to a shot of an evil lair, like hellish,
Right.
with like a fireplace that's a dragon.
Okay.
And Count Dooku from Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
Best cameo for sure.
Yeah, really, really wild.
Is throwing people's mail into the dragon's mouth
That's
fireplace.
incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So
And he reads a letter aloud, and he goes, "If you still love me, Sally, tie a ribbon round the old oak tree. I'm afraid the only thing that's going to be hanging from that tree is you. Bob. And he throws the letter in the fire.
Damn.
Then he throws a bunch of wedding invitations in the fire. And then the friendly cop who dropped the kids off,
Right.
he walks in and he goes, Mr. Sender, this postal ploy of yours is the most evil caper of your age. How will you top yourself? And Sender goes, I'm going to rob an entire nation of its garbage. The cop goes, the one resource no one ever thinks to protect. And Dooku cuts him off and goes, yet without it, every hefty bag, every waste bin, every trash compactor will be rendered useless. Desperate men will roam the streets with empty waste baskets. Chaos will rule the land. The precious nation will be destroyed, and then the world will come begging for mercy to me. And he points at the cop and he goes, and your job is to kidnap anyone who discovers my diabolical plan, including children. And the fireplace goes off. Yeah. And then we cut to the window of the lair, and one of the waiters from the Jade Palace is looking in from the Chinese restaurant.
Okay.
And he goes, this fiendishness must be stopped. And we cut to a shot of a bunch of them filling soy sauce packets with soy sauce.
Right.
And one of the waiters goes, come on, Jim, you don't have to worry about this. This is too big for you. You can't stop him. And the waiter goes, maybe I can't stop Sender, but I know someone who can. A bright fellow I worked with in the postal service. And
no fucking way.
then we cut to Dooku at the Times office, and he goes, do you have guards posted out front? And then the Times lady who put the story in goes, only the best. And we cut to a shot of the friendly crossing guard giving a thumbs up.
Okay.
And then we cut to Dooku on the phone. Like, it's like a weird old satellite-y phone. The visuals are really good for this.
Right.
And he goes, well? And we cut to a shot of the garbage man at the dump. And the garbage man goes, no one suspects a thing, Mr. Sender. Unless that bush has ears. And he points at a bush.
Yeah.
And we zoom in. And then we see a shot of Stanley in the bush. And he goes, the joke's on you, my friends. Then we cut to the cop arriving back in the lair, and he says, bad news, sir. Stanley Stupid has discovered our secret. And Dooku goes, at last, a foe worthy of matching wits with. Release the drive bee. And then a thing spins around, and like a bee comes out of like a glass case.
Right.
And they laugh maniacally. And then we cut to back in the living room, and the poster now has like all these like things circled and drawn to the line.
Wow, they figured some shit out.
Yeah, like, Jade Palace, friends or foe, all this stuff, and like paper
like
taped to it.
Conspiracy board.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
And he goes. Buster goes, the police are against us, and obviously we can't go to the press. Stanley goes, we've got to do this ourselves. And Petunia looks up from the phone book and goes, hey, there's a Charles Sender listed in this phone book. And Stanley goes, the manhunt begins. And they take off, and they all get into the car in unison. And Stanley puts his hand where the keys would go and turns it. But obviously he's not holding the keys.
Right.
And he goes, the car won't start. And Buster goes, maybe the battery's dead. And Joan goes, it was perfectly healthy this afternoon. Stanley goes, well, maybe there's still some life in it. I'd better give it mouth to mouth. And he goes out and he pops the hood. And then the dog, this is when we finally meet the dog.
Oh, finally meet the dog,
Yeah,
the claymation dog.
Claymation dog. He walks out holding the keys up.
Oh, right.
Which is maybe why they had to claymate it, because dogs generally can't hold keys.
Oh, with his paws?
Right.
Hands, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay.
The dog's trying to get his attention, shaking the keys like, hey, this is,
Right.
And Stanley goes, not now, kitty. I've got a battery to revive. And he goes and he puts his mouth on the battery, and it shocks him, and he like pulls up, and there's like
hair's all crazy?
No.
Okay.
But there's like electricity running through his body. We see like electricity animated all over him. And he goes, wait a minute. What am I doing? I've cooked up some insane conspiracy theory and put myself in an illegal weapons deal with some of the world's most dangerous men. I've risked my life and the life of my family in a scheme that makes absolutely no sense at all. Oh, and then the electricity starts to die down, and he goes, insight fading. I must remember not to go forward with this. And then Joan says to him, "What is it, Stanley? What are you supposed to remember?" And Stanley, the electricity is stopped, and he goes, I don't know. And then the dog throws him the keys, and he goes, "Thanks." And he closes the trunk, and they they take off, and they pass the delivery driver from Floyd's. Bless you.
Thank you.
And Floyd, he goes, "Hey, what about the delivery?" Oh,
Right.
oh.
And that's sort of at the end of his story.
We'll see.
We'll see. Okay.
But maybe he keeps going whoa for longer.
Okay, okay.
Like 45 seconds. Whoa! Oh! Ah!
It's so funny how
That'd
all
be
these there's
I wish they
aliens,
did
too.
that. I wish they did that.
That would be funny.
There are
There's
aliens. Yeah. So they pull up at like a history and science museum,
Right.
and Joan goes, "You sure this is the place?" And Stanley goes, "Yeah. When I called Sender's home, his wife answered and said that he worked here." And Joan goes, "Likely story." And so they split up
Right.
into the museum, Joan and Buster and Stanley and Petunia. And Joan and Buster, they find Sender's office, and they get hurt comically in ways, sort of.
Right.
And then Stanley and Petunia, they enter the planetarium.
Right.
But it's not planetarium-y right now. The lights are on.
Mm-hmm.
And Stanley says, "Careful, Petunia. One false move and we could end up dead." And then Petunia accidentally bumps into the light switch and turns off the lights in the planetarium.
Right.
And Stanley goes, "Petunia?" Petunia goes, "Dad? Everything's gone dark." Stanley goes, "Oh my God, it's happened." Petunia goes, "We're dead?" And Stanley goes, "I knew it." Then Petunia, she notices another switch next to her, and she presses it, and then all the planetarium lights light up. So it's like the whole galaxy universe before them. Stanley goes, "So this is heaven."
So funny.
Funny, isn't it? One day you're tracking down the head of a global conspiracy, and then poof. And then we hear a voice sort of in the distance. "Hello? Somebody in here?" And Petunia goes, "Dad, someone's coming. Do you think?" "Yes, Petunia. It's time to meet our creator." And the guy finally approaches, and he goes, "Hail to thee, O Lord." And it's the janitor.
Mm.
And he goes, "Actually, it's pronounced Lloyd." And he points at his name tag.
Okay.
And Stanley, he goes, "All these years we've been saying it wrong." Cut to Sender's office, and Joan finds a picture of the real Sender, not Count Dooku, in the office.
Okay.
And she looks at it, and she goes, "So this is the face of evil." And we see the picture, and it's like a very friendly old man, like dressed like a museum curator, you know, with like a bunch of like a diverse group of kids around him and balloons.
Yeah, just happy to be like, teaching children about stuff.
Yeah. And then she finds his his planner, his schedule book, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, "And this is his diary of his twisted schemes." And meanwhile, while she's doing that, Buster's looking at like a timeline of science. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But he's looking at it backwards from like Einstein down to like Copernicus as he walks down the hall.
Okay.
And it ends and he goes, "Dates, numbers, years," and the timeline ends at an elevator. And he looks at it and he goes, "What in the world?" And he looks in the elevator and he goes, "Mom, I've discovered a strange-looking room here with a big clock on top of it and a control panel with a bunch of letters and numbers. One would almost think it's some kind of time machine." And he starts pressing the buttons randomly, and the doors start to close, and Joan goes, "Buster, no!" And she runs in and gets in just in time.
Right.
And then in the elevator, she's face planted into the wall.
Okay.
It's comedy.
Right. Just in case I thought this was serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the elevator doors open up, and it's a dinosaur exhibit. And she goes, "Oh my God, we've traveled to the time of the dinosaurs." "Buster, stay quiet. We don't want to wake these things up. They look absolutely starved."
Just because it's all the bones?
Yeah, because they're skeletons. Back in the planetarium, Lloyd is saying, You know, it's nice to finally meet someone who appreciates the work I do.
Oh, he's so stupid too. They found another stupid person.
Well, he's kind of situationally. It's like, what would you assume people think you're God?
Yeah, yeah.
And then Stanley goes, appreciate it? You're the one who takes care of the entire universe. And Lloyd goes, you know, you'd be surprised how little thanks I get for it. Most people don't even know I exist.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Stanley rolls his eyes. He goes, huh. Back with Buster and Joan. Buster, he notices a caveman exhibit.
Right.
And he walks onto it. And Joan goes, careful, Buster. The slightest change to this ancient world could affect the entire course of history. And Buster goes, yes, the entire course of history. And he takes out a marker and he writes Buster in the stone.
Yeah.
And Joan goes, Buster, what are you doing? And he goes, Mom, think about it. This rock will now be the most sacred mystery on earth. When mankind learns to read, I'll be worshipped. Nations will rise and fall in my name. Life on earth will be nothing but a footnote to Buster.
Damn, Buster Jesus.
Yeah, he gets like really
Good
evil.
Yeah, good God.
And then Joan goes, we got to get out of here.
I'd
And-
be so afraid if my son did that. I'd be like, the fuck?
It's like it's pretty dark when you think about it.
This is what you're thinking about, 7-year-old? You know, like what?
Yeah, kids. And okay, back at the planetarium, Stanley says, you know, not to be disrespectful, but it feels like the two of us have come here a bit early. And Lloyd goes, well, truth is, you're not supposed to be here at all. And Stanley goes, you mean you're sending us back into the world? We're getting another chance?
Right.
And Lloyd says, I'm afraid so. There's work that needs to be done. Just head through that door marked exit. And then they start to go, and Stanley says, any final words for us before you go? And Lloyd says, well, if you want to make my job easier, remember, put your gum in the trash when you're done chewing it. And Stanley goes, so long as we live, we shall fight that wrong. Cut to they're outside the museum, and Stanley and Petunia look up, and Stanley goes, Joan, Buster. And Petunia goes, Mom. It doesn't matter. They say their names and run up to each other. They're
Okay.
happy to see each other.
Okay.
And Joan goes, what'd you go through in there? And Stanley goes, well, Joan, we had a remarkable 20 minutes. We died, went to heaven, met God, and got brought back to life. But still no sign to send her. You? Joan goes, well, we traveled through time to the age of the dinosaurs, and Buster established himself as the most important and mysterious figure in history. And Stanley goes, Buster? Sorry, Dad. He kind of gives a judgmental face.
Right.
And then Joan goes, and even more importantly, we found this. And she holds up the schedule, the planner
Right.
from Sender's office. And Stanley goes through it, and he goes, names, places, dates, times. Channel 3 news at 1 o'clock. And they go, we passed Channel 3 on the way here, and it's 1 o'clock now. The trail's still fresh. And
Oh, damn.
they pull up to the TV news building.
Okay.
Yeah. And hit a lady's car.
Okay.
And there's some comedy in
Classic
that.
comedy
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. And she's a pretty lady, and it's like,
Damn.
well, oh, man.
Oh, man. Bad stuff doesn't happen to pretty ladies.
But this time,
Oh, wow.
and they gather in the lobby of the
That's
TV
so
news
funny.
building.
I don't know if they can hear
Yeah,
it.
there's construction happening outside.
What's funny,
Or
earlier we saw them.
surprise guest.
Yeah. Earlier we saw them walking around. We both were like, what's going on up there?
Yeah.
Apparently they were sizing up to make a lot of noise.
Yeah, they're checking if anyone was recording any podcasts.
Yeah. All right, sorry. So go on.
So they're in the TV news building.
Mm-hmm.
Stanley goes, let's find him before he finds us, and they split up.
Right.
And we see Sender. He's being interviewed on the news
Right.
about the museum, obviously, and he's talking about a collection of like statue heads from different places.
Right.
And we cut to Buster and Stanley. They're roaming like one of the hallways, And Stanley goes, Mr. Sender can't be far away, son. Just watch for the slightest sign of strange behavior. And Buster looks into a room and he goes, Dad, they're putting makeup on men in there. Stanley goes, bullseye. The 90s.
Ah, 90s.
And they enter a dressing room where people are being made up like Roman soldiers.
Right.
And a PA enters and she says, are you all ready? And the makeup lady says, ready when you are. And the PA lady says, okay, let's go. And the Roman soldiers leave. And then she leads Stanley out.
Mhm.
And she leads him onto like a daytime talk show set and puts him down in a seat.
Right.
And the host of the show, black lady,
Oprah-esque?
not fat, because this was the 90s. When if it were
mid-90s.
Oprah-esque, it would have meant fat. So this
Okay.
is not even really Oprah-esque, just a lady.
Okay, just a lady.
You know, her race and gender has nothing to do with it.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
Formless figure
Okay.
hosts the show.
Okay.
And she says to the audience, do you think you come from an unusual family? Well, after meeting my guests today, you may want to adjust your standards. And she walks up to the first one, holds the mic to him, and he says, I divorced my wife to date her daughter. And the crowd goes, ooh, yeah. Ooh, judgment.
Yeah,
Um,
Woody Allen-y.
Yeah. And then she holds the mic to the next guy, and he says, I married a Siamese twin and had an affair with her sister.
Ooh.
And the crowd goes, ooh, yeah,
That's pretty
exactly.
funny.
Ooh,
That's
ooh.
actually, that's also really funny.
It is.
That's really funny. Yeah.
And then holds the mic to a pretty lady guest, and the lady says, I've been engaged to 3 of my cousins.
Ooh.
And they, ooh, yeah, ooh.
Ooh, that's pretty spicy.
And then finally she holds the mic to Stanley, and he goes, well, I'm my own grandpa. And she says, you're your own grandpa? And he says, yes. And she goes, well, maybe you'd like to explain. And he goes, well, it's quite simple, really. And then music starts. And he goes, many, many years ago when I was 23, I was married to a widow who was pretty as could be. This widow had a grown-up daughter who had hair of red. My father fell in love with her, and soon they two were wed. This made my dad my son-in-law, which changed my very life, for my daughter was my mother, 'cause she was my father's wife. To complicate the matter, even though it brought me joy, I soon became the father of a bouncing baby boy. And then he takes the mic from her.
Yeah, what the fuck?
My little baby then became a brother-in-law to Dad, and so became my uncle, though it made me very sad, 'cause if he was my uncle, then that also made him brother to the widow's grown-up daughter, who, of course, was my stepmother. And then we cut to the military boss's office,
Right.
and the lieutenant gets off the phone, and he says, that was our banker in Bern. Money will be transferred to our account in approximately 2 hours. And the boss goes, well, nothing to do now but relax, Lieutenant.
Mm-hmm.
No power on earth can stop us now.
Oh my god.
And he turns on the TV, and he sees Stanley singing, I'm my own grandpa.
Yeah.
And the lieutenant goes, it's impossible. We killed that man. Then kill him again. Our future is in that man's hands.
Right.
And then we cut back to the talk show. My father's wife then had a son who kept him on the run, and he became my grandchild 'cause he was my daughter's son. My wife is now my mother's mother, and it makes me blue 'cause although she is my wife, she is my grandmother too. If my wife is my grandmother, then I'm her grandchild, and every time I think of it, it nearly drives me wild. And then he holds the mic back to the host.
Yeah.
He holds the mic back to the host, and she says, this has got to be the strangest thing I ever saw. And he takes the mic back, and he goes, husband of my grandmother, I am my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. Everybody, and then the whole crowd sings in unison with him. I'm my own grandpa. It's so funny, I know, but it really is so. Hey, I'm my own grandpa. And they cut to commercial.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I still enjoyed I'm my own grandpa. That was the part I was like, will I still like this?
Interesting.
Turns out, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
It's still a very fun part. Okay, so back at Stanley and Buster are walking out,
Right.
and back at the elevator, they see Sender talking to an anchor woman. And the anchorwoman says, "Thanks again for coming to the station, Mr. Sender." And Sender, he enters the elevator, and Stanley goes, "Sender, we meet at last."
Right.
And then as the elevator doors are closing, Stanley runs up to him, and Sender goes, "No time to talk, I'm afraid. I'm taking over the heads of several foreign countries."
Okay.
And they can't make it to the elevator in time. And then military guys rush up, and they kidnap Stanley
Okay.
and take him off, despite Buster's best efforts. And Joan and Petunia run up, and they say, "Where's your father?" And Buster goes, "Sender's men got Dad." And then they chase after, and Joan speeds off chasing after the Jeep that they've kidnapped him in.
Okay.
We cut to the base in the boss's office, and the boss is saying, bad guy stuff.
Right.
And then the lieutenant says, "Sir, we'd better get going. We're due at Warehouse 21 in 1 hour." And Stanley goes, "Warehouse 21. And the boss goes, "Don't bother collecting information now, stupid. You're not going to be around much longer." And they take off.
Right.
And we cut to stupid wife and kids
Right.
in the car, and they can't get onto the base. So they're parked out front, and they're doing stupid stuff. We don't need to do all of it.
Right. Yeah, I get it. There's a lot of stupid stuff. Right.
Eventually it is kind of,
We get it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then back in the office, a soldier is screwing a silencer onto a pistol, and he's chewing gum.
Right.
And he goes, "No way you're making it out here alive, stupid. Isn't that right?" And then he spits out the gum, and he points the pistol at him. And Stanley, he looks at the gum, and he gets mad.
Yeah.
And he goes, "In the name of the Lloyd!"
In the name of the Lloyd, damn.
And he breaks off the ropes that he's tied to the chair with, and he
Right.
knocks at the soldiers, and he escapes. And he hops over the base fence and makes it to the car, and they drive off to Warehouse 21.
Okay.
Then in the warehouse, it's exactly what you're expecting. The arms dealers are collecting weapons, money,
Right.
weapons, bad guys. They arrive.
Right.
Stanley gives I'm skipping some stuff.
Yeah.
Stanley gives a speech. He's like, "It's not too late to change your ways."
It's hilarious.
And the boss is organized to attack. And Stanley, he goes down in a stupid way. His suspenders get caught on a hook.
Right.
And they shoot at him, and he's being stupid, and they can't get him.
Right.
And he's running around, and he's accidentally defeating soldiers in stupid, comical ways.
You're right.
Accidentally.
Right.
But then he gets there's a big guy, and he's not able to stop him, and he's
Right.
in danger. And then Buster comes in, and then he starts defeating bad guys in
In a stupid way. Okay.
accidental, comical ways.
Right.
And
the daughter really doesn't play a role.
oh, you just wait,
Okay, here does she? Oh wait, no. Okay,
because then
yeah.
Joan,
Oh,
she
they all come in
involves
one by one.
herself,
Of course.
and then she starts defeating these soldiers in like stupid, comical, accidental ways.
Right.
And then, see, you wouldn't expect it, but Petunia,
Damn, I didn't know why.
even
I said
Petunia,
that. I don't know why I dropped. Yeah.
she starts defeating these bad guys in these in stupid, comical,
Comical ways.
accidental ways. Yeah, and it's so funny.
Yeah.
And cops hear the gunfire and the explosions and everything because
Right.
that ensues from the stupid comical stuff.
Right.
And there's like fire, and they show up, and a gun battle happens between them and the
bad guys.
soldiers. Yeah.
Right.
And then as the cops are arresting the soldiers and the warlords, who I think actually, like, rewatching them, like, I feel like they would probably beat the cops.
Right. Definitely.
Yeah, these guys who are
These
armed
arms
with
dealers?
the top military
Yeah.
weaponry.
Yeah.
Probably, but whatever. But the boss pretends to be a cop, and he escapes and turns in the lieutenant as
the guy?
ringleader. Yeah.
Okay,
So
oh,
they
wow.
got their ringleader, and he,
Turns on his own man.
yeah. And then so outside the warehouse, all these cars are stopped. They can't get through.
Right.
And Sender is one of them. He's in the van with the heads.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "All right, well, if I can't get through this way, I'll just have to find another route." And he's looking in the headlight with a map, or at a map with the headlights. And Stanley approaches him, and he says, "Well, Sender, it looks like you've lost." And the senator goes, I sure am. Can you help direct me on the right path? And Stanley goes, yes, I can. But it's not going to be easy. You've got to turn yourself around. Keep going straight. And never stop going towards the light.
Okay.
And the senator goes, thank you. You've really saved me. And that's the end of their exchange.
All that buildup.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Back at the Stupid's house, they enter through the front door, and Stanley goes, it's been quite a day, and I'm glad to say it's finally over. And then the door closes, and the boss military guy was hiding behind it with a pistol.
Oh, no.
I know. And he goes, I'm afraid it's not over yet. You must think you've got some sort of guardian angel, stupid. You thought you could destroy my future and get away with it. Slip through my fingers over and over again. Well, not this time, bucko! It's like a good read.
Right.
Stanley jumps, and the boss guy says, this time I'm going to take care of you myself. Where's your guardian angel now? And then the door flies open, and the guy from Floyd's Deli walks in, and the door knocks out the boss.
That's funny.
In a comedy way.
Yeah, right.
And the guy falls, and the deli guy goes, ha, bet you're surprised to see me. And Joan goes, yes, thank you. And the deli guy goes, well, nobody gets away from me. I've been on the job too long. Here's your bill. And then Joan says to Stanley, I didn't know that guardian angels charged money. And Stanley goes, oh, Joan, you're so wonderfully naive. And the kids say to the deli guy, I assume you work for the Lloyd? And the deli guy goes, no, my boss's name is Floyd. And the dog goes, no, it's pronounced Lloyd. Cut to their backyard. They're having a barbecue. Mm-hmm. And the cat is sitting on a pool floaty, relaxing with a drink.
Right.
And Stanley's showing Buster how to light a barbecue.
Right.
And then behind them, without them noticing, the angry alien pilots show up.
Okay, I was like, when are they coming back? I'm waiting for them. Yeah.
And they point pistols at Stanley.
A lot of gunplay in this movie.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And the dog tries to warn them, but they're not paying attention. They're like, what's wrong? What's the matter? Not now,
Right.
And they don't
Claymation
notice.
Dog.
And Stanley, he tells Buster to be very careful with the lighter fluid, and then he pours some on the alien's pants without noticing.
Right.
And then he pours it on the grill, and then he lights the match and lights the grill, and then he throws the match back, and he lights the aliens on fire.
Oh my God.
And they freak out,
Right.
and they go and they leave. And then the dog and the cat, they go, oh, because they've had it.
Yeah. Oh, these guys are so stupid.
And that's the Stupids.
What the fuck is that? Oh my God. Oh my God.
So what do you think?
That was a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was, you know what? Not as heavy as Arrival.
Yeah, it wasn't the same as Arrival, but there were similarities.
But I still feel pretty heavy. I want to see who's in this movie here. If it's anyone else I'd recognize.
I think just Tom Arnold and Count Dooku. Oh, wait, that's not it.
The Stupids. All right. Oh, yeah, I don't recognize the wife.
Let's see.
Don't recognize the kid.
4.2 out of 10 on IMDb.
Yeah, those are the only two I recognize. Tom Arnold and Count Dooku.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
But apparently the main bad guy's name is Mark Metcalf. Let's see if I recognize him from anything. I don't know if it matters. This is more for my own curiosity, I guess.
Right.
Oh, yeah, he's in Animal House. That's right. He's Doug Niedermeyer. Oh, and his name is like Colonel Niedermeyer in the movie. That makes sense.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
there's a little connection.
Okay, wow. I kind of do want to watch this one.
It's fun.
Yeah, it
It's
seems fun. The whole, it's very random. It's the whole movie is like a Family Guy cutscene.
Yes.
Over and over and over again. Yeah.
with even more stupidity.
Right.
Oh, Animal House, directed by John Landis. That's what I was checking. Okay,
Interesting.
so there's the connection there.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. What a what a thing, huh?
Yeah.
What a movie.
I mean, watching it back, it's not my favorite movie anymore.
No, I can imagine why. Yeah.
And I'm not someone who says they have a favorite movie anymore.
Right.
And it's still definitely not my favorite movie, you know? But I do watch it back and I'm like, yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it has moments. It definitely has moments.
It has moments. It definitely knows it's a stupid movie.
Right,
It's called
right.
The Stupids.
Right.
And it's not for grown-ups.
Yeah, the moment with Christopher. The moment with what's his name? Christopher Lee. Count
Christopher
Dooku.
Lee, yeah, Count Dooku.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
I thought the Bush part was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten that part. That was fun to watch back.
Yeah, the Bush part was funny, and then the definitely the song.
The song's classic. My favorite joke is actually the wheels joke. The 2 wheels.
3 wheels.
Yeah.
2 wheels, 4 wheels.
8 wheels, yeah. It's just the timing of it and then the chasing after the garbage truck. That's the
Okay.
one that really stuck.
And it is Tom Arnold in roller skates.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That joke really stuck into my brain as a kid.
Interesting. Well, this is our podcast now. So
Yeah.
expect
And
more of this.
Expect another Stupids episode.
Yeah, it's
We only spoil the Stupids for people now.
yeah, it's all stupids all the time. That's the sort of new direction we're
Yeah.
taking Spoil the Beans. We're calling it Stupids the Beans.
Yeah.
That's what we're calling it. So okay, that just dropped from the sky.
Some real construction happening out there.
Yeah.
Or deconstruction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully nothing falls on me as I leave. But guys, welcome to our podcast. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
We'll be back with the Stupids again pretty soon.
Yeah. Hope you didn't like Deric.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because if you did, it's gonna get rough for you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all.
All right. Later, guys.
I love you.
I love you too.